Dear colleagues, dear Mr. Agramont, I want to thank you for this report. I'm totally want to support you, and especially I want to emphasize that you mentioned that Europe faced many challenges, and these challenges mentioned in your speech. And all of us knows these challenges. It's Ukrainian crisis. It is ISIL activity and humanitarian consequences inspired by the terrorists of so-called Islamic State in Middle East and Russian-led terrorists in Ukraine. In this case, very important our decision to make an urgent debate about terrorism issue at this Thursday, and this matter would be a #1 in agenda for our assembly because the threats of terrorism are growing up more and more. I want to focus your attention on matter made our agenda at last January, and it is Russian activity in Ukraine. This year we have a first anniversary of annexation of Crimea. Representatives of Crimean Tatars, Ukrainians from Crimea, and human rights activists gave us disturbing picture of situation in occupied peninsula, and we discussed situation in Crimea at the bureau at March in Paris. What's going on in Crimea now? Those who look critically at the occupation authorities are leaving the peninsula. The amount of the pro-Ukrainian activists who have been questioned, searched, and even arrested, about 500. From the 40 episcopates of the Orthodox Church Kiev Patriarchy, only about 15 are working still. Muslims, Jews, and Christians of faith other than Russian Orthodox Church are under threat of local paramilitary groups. Crimean Tatars found themselves under the pressure of intimidations and persecutions. The leader of Crimea Tatar, Mustafa Dzhemilov, still couldn't access to Crimea and banned from entry to Russian Federation. The Majlis and the Crimea Tatars' main national organization is under constant pressure by the Russian security service FSB. The only one TV channel, ATR, was closed by occupation authorities. The occupation government had closed Ukrainian schools and departments and universities. Going on persecutions of LGBT activists taking place more and wide. Language, national and cultural identity, freedom of religion, speech and media are under threat in Crimea. Ukrainian state and Ukrainians' private property misappropriated by new Crimea government and persons allied to it. The situation in Russia also keeps us concerned. Russia still unlawful keeps in prison Crimea movie director Oleg Sentsov. Our colleague delegated to Assembly, Nadia Savchenko, and other persons captured from Ukrainian territory and moved to Russian Federation. I think that all we are knows that Russia ignored all demands fixed in paragraphs of a resolution adopted last January. This was the reason why we didn't discuss the reconsideration of Russian challenges and postponed it to June. But I think it would be the facts, what's going on in Russia, in Ukraine, would be main reasons to react in proper way. And independent report of motion about human rights in Crimea, I call Bureau to adopt it as independent report at the meeting at Friday. Thank you.